Hi guys, Sean again here from Baby Beard Media. So last week you would have seen there was a bit of a problem where I kind of broke down and talked about how we very much needed Ellen back. I just wanted to apologize for that outburst from earlier. I should actually mention that Ellen is currently in Europe at the moment and actually looks like she's not going to come back. So at this point, we actually won't be having Ellen back on the podcast.
I'm back, bitches!
Baby Beard!
Alright, I'm the delivery boy!
Who is Hermes planning on killing?
I think we should let the orphans run free.
You've redeemed funds.
Yeah, exactly.
You haven't.
He's just an old guy. Can we talk about evil Lincoln?
Oh, of course.
Oh, this art needs to be sent. That's not the voice at all.
That's lobster taint.
Let's make it the
Look,
Christmas.
let me ask you this.
He was just about to agree with you.
Wow.
Shut up and take my podcast.
Welcome, everybody.
Yes, welcome.
I'm back from my break. Are we still on that? We are. Awesome.
We were having a very, very dirty conversation
Which
before
you
this.
will not be privy to.
Unless, do we
Unless-
have a Patreon?
We could.
Ooh.
But we were also
Save
getting
that
into
for
the
later.
used panties conversation, so that's also...
Let's talk about Futurama.
Yeah, welcome everybody to Shut Up and Take My Podcast, a Futurama podcast that pits episode against episode in bloody glorious gauntlet battle for your entertainment. I'm joined here by Ellen.
Ooh, how delightful. I'm going to... I forgot to think of a thing.
So did I. It's one of the questions I was like, I'll bring this up. No, I'll do it in
Yeah,
podcast.
you just threw the ball directly into my face, and I was not expecting it, even though I know the format of this podcast.
You do. It's only been 5 months.
Yeah.
So
I have been listening, though. I'm like you guys' biggest fan.
you're our only fan.
It's sadly true. What will we do now that I'm back?
Go under.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also, we're joined by Sean.
When do you reckon Queen Elizabeth's rowdy years were? Have we had them yet?
Which Elizabeth we talking?
The...
Today is really testing our knowledge in all fields.
Did I tell you that I was responsible for killing Queen Elizabeth's mother?
Which Elizabeth? I'm going to keep saying this until you specifically pick one.
So there is an Elizabeth that is living now.
Yes.
Her mother.
Mary?
Was that her first name? I'm not that well acquainted with her.
No. The Queen.
The Queen.
Wasn't the Queen Mother Mary? Oh, God.
Queen Mother Mary Magdalene?
Yes.
Yes, that one.
Yeah,
her. I killed her.
exactly.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
long story short, I was at a dinner at my grandparents and I wondered when the Queen's mother was going to die and whether that would be soon. And then
And
straight
you
away on the
caused it.
news, they announced her death.
Wait, when was that?
2001-ish, before? After? I don't know. Look, my knowledge of the royal is...
Holy shit, someone's bursting in to bust Sean for regicide. Ah!
Yeah.
Unfortunate. But
you
it couldn't
miss
be
us?
avoided.
You? I've been here the whole time, unfortunately, but did you miss Ellen?
Yeah, guys, did you miss me? I missed me. I was getting mad FOMO listening to the podcast and being like, yeah, it's good, but could have me
It's
in
not Ellen good.
it. It's not.
I imagined that you would wait until there were pauses in the podcast and then just respond
yeah,
where you
just
were.
butt in.
Guys, no.
Good one, guys. I did notice you stay on, like, a lot. You stay on track when I'm not around.
Unlike now. Guys,
We haven't even talked about Futurama yet.
we can. Season 4, episode 16. 300 big boys.
Ooh, it's a very big boy.
So it's not a reference to anything. I do think they missed a trick, though. They should have called it 300 wing wangs.
Why?
That's not just random.
You just like the word wing wangs.
No, Bender talks about wing wangs, and I always wanted that to be a form of currency.
Yeah. It's never discussed what it is it?
No, well,
Oh, he uses it as currency,
As a-
though. He says 300 wing wangs.
yeah, I
what?
think it's just a colloquial term.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
So,
an
like,
actual
bucks,
currency.
or as we call it in Australia,
Dollary
dollary
doos.
Yeah,
There we
nice.
go. Because in Australia, everything from Crocodile Dundee is canon.
Yeah. Yes. We're a bunch of like knife wielding,
We
court
kind
hat
of are.
wearing maniacs. Don't
Oh.
look at our politicians.
It is
Please.
kind of accurate, isn't it?
Yes.
Director for this episode is Swinton O. Scott III.
Interesting that the richest sounding motherfucker on the team wrote this episode.
No, he
about...
directed it.
Oh.
Oh,
Sorry, Swinton.
so he does come from money. Swinton is an amazing name.
It is a very, like, if he does not have a ginormous jaw, I will be very surprised.
Thought you were going to say penis, but...
Well, Some people say.
That Swinton's
I was going to say
Notoriously.
I was going to say big jaw, but
big jaw means big penis. Does it?
anyone who would like to write in, we're going to get a lot of weird. If anyone does write in, they're either going to be writing about used panties, big jaws, and penises.
Or like Queen Elizabeth conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
We got a good amalgamation of ideas going on here.
Yeah.
So
Send them all in.
Swinton O. Scott, this is his swan song. So this is the final time we get him on Futurama.
Oh.
However, where can you find him now? As the animation timer for Disenchantment.
Interesting.
He can't direct anymore. He just times things. He's not good enough.
Oh, well, he does have that fabulously big jaw, I think. I don't know.
Just quietly.
Now, it's canon now.
I do like that they're out there. There is a Swinton O. Scott Sr. and Swinton O. Scott Jr.
Oh my god. This guy better be rich as.
The writer is Eric Kaplan. And this is also his swan song, except for the Futurama movie. So I call it a swan song.
Wow. Yeah, they're dropping.
They're dropping like flies. They're getting out.
Sinking, abandoned ship.
But do you know what he's doing now? He is the writer for an amazing program. You may have heard of it, Young Sheldon.
Oh. I'm really sad now.
Oh, I'm sure it's great. I watched the first minute of the trailer.
And?
It's just clips from The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. Is that why you don't have any eyes anymore? They're
That's-
just gouged out of their sockets?
That's why I have no orifices anymore.
Oh, honey.
I'm sorry. But you'll be happy because this team, Swinton O. Scott and Eric Kaplan, are the team that wrote and directed, respectively, Jurassic Park.
Why? It's all gone downhill from here, hasn't it? Oh, how the mighty fall.
Ooh, this is going to be interesting.
Oh, who's going to do the plot?
Well, see, this is the thing that I
Oh,
was talking about
no.
before the episode that I didn't mention. So I guess I can do it, or do you
We
wanna-
can
or
kind
do
of
it?
jump
Or do it?
in.
No,
I
you do it.
guess.
No, you
okay.
do it.
Oh,
No, you do it. Yeah.
No, you do it.
Oh, yeah, very quickly. I forgot my own format. Air date is June 15, 2003. Introducing Roseanne Barr.
Yeah, that kind of dates this episode a bit. Since she's not
Drastically.
spouting racist remarks and generally going off her rocker.
I mean, in some ways, it almost makes her relevant again. Some might say. But
I don't.
some would also say she lowered the bar. Welcome
So the
back.
plot, so they're fighting some sort of
Spideians?
some sort of
Spiderians?
arachnid alien.
It's Starship Troopers.
It's Starship Troopers, which is based on another. Is Starship Troopers the name of the book as well?
Yeah, unclear.
Fabulous movie.
And I'm not going to look it up.
Not so great book. But yeah, so they're fighting giant spiders in some random bullshit pointless war. They win.
That is Zap Brannigan, though.
Yes. And they are
Get $1 trillion worth of treasures.
yes, precious silks. And to deal with that, the government has a big tax rebate, essentially. So everyone gets 300 buckaroos.
Dory doos, wing wangs, buckaroos, green, shiny things.
And like all money, with a talking Richard Nixon on it.
Sentient Nixon.
Yeah. Oof. I wouldn't want to have that in my wallet.
Sentient.
But,
I kind of do.
I would love to do what Mum does in this episode and blow my nose on a sentient Richard Nixon. But I'll just have to settle for pissing off on his grave. Anyway. So everyone is $300 richer.
It's just basically an episode about how people spend $300.
Yeah, the plot just kicks off. What are you going to do with 300 buckaroos, Sean?
Stick. No, I was about to say
Why
stick.
did you start with stick?
Well, see, here's my thought process. I was on a different conversation, and I was going to say stick around to find out. But comedically, you then said that question to me, and it sounded like I was going to say stick
It in a...
jar and invest it in
Wisely.
Amazon. Speaking of dated.
Yeah.
Oh, very quickly, what I like is that they wrote this episode in 2001, a week before September 11th. I don't like that part of it. The part I like is that at that point, Amazon wasn't financially profitable.
Are you saying Amazon did 9/11?
Look, let's not say things we're going to regret. But I'm not saying it. And then, so they wrote it in 2001, and they released it in 2003. However, Amazon became a profitable company in 2002.
Really?
So they dated itself between writing and... So they look like fools!
I mean, it's still a risky investment, I guess, if you want to have a conscience. Amazon is a shit company.
Oh.
They're already going to come at us because we said they did 9/11, so might as well just in for a penny, in for 300 buckaroos.
Oh, you took it. What do we think, Ellen? It's not plural.
Could you not think of a gender-neutral term? Or...
I was just going to be like, what do you think, guy?
I feel like anything with the prefix "my" is now a gender-neutral term. So if I say "my guy," that's gender-neutral.
What if I just said, what do you
dude.
think, my? And just left it hanging awkwardly.
You know what? I'll take it.
Good. You know how you said this podcast was going to go off the rails really quickly?
It didn't start on the rails.
No.
It was like a Tony Hawk kind of
We're in the
cheat
submarine.
move where instead of jumping, we just kind of like glitched mid skateboard jump, and now we're just trailing aimlessly through all the code.
And we are going to eat shit.
Yeah, eventually we'll get there.
What do we think?
I have a lot of. This was a lot of fun.
Oh,
This
okay.
is so much fun.
Good,
I don't know.
because I thought you said how far they've fallen. I thought you were going to shit on this episode.
No. I mean, like from going from. This was a really good episode, and good job, guys, on your swan song. Why are you working on Young Sheldon now? You can do better.
I mean,
what have they done to you?
Well, he was also working on Big Bang Theory, so you can
okay. Well,
he was doing so well.
Eat shit and die, then.
Eat shit, Swinton.
You fucking rich bastard. I bet you invested in Amazon.
It's also the name of like a butler, isn't it?
I'm just thinking Tilda Swinton, so maybe he's like a kind of androgynous alien, beautiful being.
Now I'm just thinking of Cillian Murphy.
He's also very beautiful.
He is, and kind of androgynous looking.
Yeah, he was when he was younger.
Yeah.
Have you seen Breakfast on Pluto?
I have. What?
He plays a young trans girl. He's very beautiful. That made me question my sexuality a lot. Still does. Anyway.
Yeah, look, I will. Let's try and wrangle this.
Yeah. So we
this
both
shit.
had a lot of fun.
Every character pays off.
Yeah.
Literally.
And honestly, you know how sometimes I'm iffy about Bender? I love Bender in this episode because he is dicking on people who deserve to be dicked on, the rich, and people who say, well, actually,
So Bender Robin Hoods it, and you're down for that.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I really love every time you change your mind on Bender.
Well, because it depends who's writing him. Like, sometimes they just write him as a bitch baby, like,
well, I mean,
terrible
he is.
person. Yeah, but I also love that he wants consequences in this, because every time Bender does something terrible, there's no consequences. And in this episode, he says, oh, my story kind of petered out with no real consequences or like learning opportunities. And then he gets beaten by the cops and he's like, yay, closure.
Haha, police brutality. One thing that doesn't age.
Yeah.
Oh. Also,
why can't we just have fun, Sean?
This podcast has never been about fun.
That's true.
We're constantly telling people to shut up. And
take it.
It's always been aggressive. It's never been ironic.
It starts out aggressive.
You know what you're getting into.
We don't kind of like saunter in and go, hey guys, just ease into the water. We're like, no, fuck you. Listen to us.
It's all about theatricality, really.
That's true.
Speaking of theatricality, URL, Earl. Like
what?
So Smitty and Earl are two cops.
Oh right,
Earl's the robot. URL, get it? Huh?
Yeah.
He says we're gonna go get Bender or whatever, and then he pops a little siren on. Mm-hmm. That's for no one but himself and Smitty.
A lot of what they do is for no one but them. I kind of love it because most of their lines aren't really jokes, but they leave just a long enough pause that it's like, these guys, they're just living their best lives. Like
they're just constantly like, it's like they're trying out banter just for each other.
Yeah.
It's really great.
I had a director I was working with. He was talking about how sometimes he has comments, but you're not really meant to listen to them. That one was just for me. You're just making jokes to yourself.
Have you watched Skyscraper? Dwayne Johnson's latest Die Hard in a Tower?
I haven't.
You really should. You owe it to yourself to watch it because it is Total Recall levels of delivering lines purely for yourself.
Speaking of Total Recall, though, I'm so glad that you brought that up. How uncomfortable is it watching Fry in the late stages of his coffee euphoria? Sorry, before he hits the euphoria, like...
Oh, like 1 second away from a heart attack?
Like 50 cups in, it starts getting real uncanny valley to watch him. And I think 99... The 99th cup, his eye is like bulging out. Just the one eye is bulging out of his head, and it just reminded me of watching like the last close to the end of Total Recall when Arnie is just like, ah! And his head's all like bulging and his eyes are popping out. That's what it felt like.
He did that over a day, a night, then a day and a night. So over a 48-hour period is 100 cups of coffee.
I reckon I could do that.
I mean, you'll be dead.
I reckon I could do it though.
I did know someone who said that they had about 25 cups a day and they had no medical problems.
I bet they shit a lot.
I mean, you would just constantly be drinking. Here's my thing. Theory. Fry died after that episode. He doesn't appear in the final. He saves them and then he's just gone.
Wow.
He's just
That's true.
He is just...
Guys, they Shyamalan'd us. Fry was dead that last scene.
Like it's the natural progression of that scene.
That is so human biology though, because sometimes you can pull off stupid shit and sometimes you will like die. And sometimes you will get
both.
to that like, that like zen-like state of, I'm fine actually.
I'm really not, but I'll try to be.
It reminds me so much. I once worked an overnight and then I had a different job in the morning. And then another job after that. So I came off an overnight. I had like 2 hours sleep. Then I started a morning shift. Then after that morning shift, I had to like get changed and go straight to a hospitality gig. And in the night shift, I drink a lot of coffee. The coffee machine is just there and it's only me. So I have like at least 3 dirty chais, big ones. And then I had like 2 iced coffees in the morning shift, and I also took a no-dose, which is like a adrenaline. It's like a caffeine pill, and I thought I was going to die.
As a very quick thing, I only just figured out 3 days ago why no-dose is called no-dose.
Because you don't doze.
Yep. I looked at
it's
it.
That simple.
I said it in my head, and I went, why has that taken me 15 years?
Oh, honey.
What is, and I wanted to ask people this, what is something that you have not gotten until much later in life that you absolutely should have gotten? Don't you fucking dare say nothing.
I was going to say puberty.
Oh, what, you didn't understand or you didn't get it?
I was a late bloomer.
Well, I mean...
Also, now I'm going through like second puberty and no one told me about that. Do you know what I mean? Like when you get acne again.
Oh, I just put that down to stress.
Oh, maybe it is stress.
I mean, that's what mine is.
I'm stressed 24/7, so it's
I know.
like I can't. And my doctor's like, try to stress less, and I'm like, don't fucking tell me not to stress.
Chris is gonna hate us. This episode is so nice.
We haven't talked about.
Hey, did you know that George W. Bush? So the reason they wrote this episode, so you know how I said it was a week before September 11th.
Speaking of 9/11, yeah.
Yeah. Well, a week before 9/11 happened, a couple of weeks before, a little bit before, he actually said that they were going to organize like a $300 rebate for everyone. And then 9/11 happened, and everyone kind of just forgot about it.
Yeah,
but the Futurama writers did not.
But you said they wrote this before that happened.
No, they wrote it as a result of that.
Oh, that's a weird...
This is the impetus for the episode, as George Bush talked about doing
that. That's a very weird impetus.
Right? Right?
Take out of a natural disaster. Natural disaster?
Natural disaster.
No, very much man-made.
So there are 3 deleted scenes for this episode.
Tell me they didn't put 9/11 in it.
No, they did not. First of all, Bender has a sister.
What?
Yep. He mentions that he has a sister. When he's about to burgle the place and he's on the roof, he says, oh man, I really probably shouldn't burgle that place. No, I should, because he made a move on my sister, and that's...
What? Of all the things for Bender to get angry about, Bender doesn't care about anyone. Why would he care about... I'm presuming another robot made in the same factory.
Yeah, well, because he's got a mum. He's got a mum, which is just the arm.
Oh, yeah.
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 So I guess, is it another bending unit?
I'm glad they ditched it.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Hattie McDougal, so the old cat lady woman,
Yes.
she uses her $300 to get an
More
animal
cats.
part grafted onto her, which was a giraffe neck.
Wow. That's a terrible piece of an animal to
Right?
Get wings or,
how
like-
do you do it? You have to remove the head.
Yeah.
Do you die?
Generally, when you remove a head, yes.
Death ensues. There's a lot of death, incidentally.
Well, Fry dies. Not to mention the countless spider deaths.
Yeah.
Do we not feel sorry for the spiders?
Do we generally?
As Australians, no.
No. They will kill us.
We also don't feel sorry for Fry because that much coffee for $3 a cup.
That whale
You
cup
are
is
dreaming.
massive.
I was saying to
Massive.
Sean, clearly this is like an American TV show because that is a giant
Oh.
cup that no one should ever drink that much liquid in one go.
And for $3.
No.
Unless $3 is
Unless
an
it's-
astronomical amount in the year 3000.
Yeah, inflation, I don't know how it works. It can't be too much because $300 is not.
Also, I like that a cigar store also is like, what kind of store sells both cigars and like burglary
And burglary
kits?
doors.
I want
One that knows its market. No, one that knows its comedy convoluted plot market.
So we should talk about Kif and Amy
Yes, we should.
in general. I just want to start by saying Amy's buff and I'm into it.
She's always been kind of buff.
But she's just
You're just saying that because she's wearing a tank top, which
Maybe.
kind of makes anyone look a bit
yeah,
buffer than
not
they.
me. I tried.
Uh,
She got laser removal as well because her obscene tattoo is no longer on her other arm.
what was the obscene one?
It was blurred out,
Oh,
which
that's
was meant to be a joke
right.
back when there wasn't HD television, but then when they got high definition television, the joke kind of lost its luster.
Oh, I do love the talking tattoo though. As someone who just got a new tattoo, and I have like 3 now at the moment, I would love to have a tattoo that can move. At the moment, I'm just trying to wiggle my ribs. I've got like 2 fish on my ribs, and sometimes I go, "Oh, look at them go! They're swimming, guys."
Just- to who? For you. It's for
Mainly
you.
me in the
Of course it's
shower,
for you.
especially in the shower, because then I'm like, "Oh, the fish are in water. It's their natural element." It reminds me as well of those like new digital tattoos where it's like a QR. It kind of has a QR code embedded in
That's the
design.
audio tattoos?
Sometimes, or if you put up like a tablet or something and it's got QR in the design, so then if you put it through this kind of device, then the tattoo will move. Like you can see it. It's
as
really
in
cool.
through the screen. That is-
Yeah.
Technology is awesome.
Yes, and I hope that becomes a thing. Maybe not talking tattoos. That
No.
would.
My favorite bit of technology, and this is an odd thing to say, but is the class separating force.
Oh, I wrote that in my notes. I was like, this is surprisingly like. Maybe Swinton knows a lot about class commentary, but this is surprisingly apt class commentary in Futurama.
I like that it has the ability to differentiate class.
I don't. I don't like it. I think it's funny, but
Look, I think that it was an apt piece of technology and we should be enforcing it everywhere.
Look, this is another Patreon thing. Let us
What,
know
class
if you
separation?
No, if you want me to punch Sean in the face
Oh,
after
look.
saying that.
Look, that's going to happen regardless.
That's true. Zoidberg is killing it in this episode. I love him so much.
Everything from his motivations to the little look he gives the cashier
Oh.
before running out of the store.
What was it? Oh, that's right. He says, I wanted jewels and you gave me shining pebbles, and then he casts them off. And then he just gives this, oh, I'm sorry, kind of, it's kind of like an half between a, oh, I fucked up and I'm sorry for being mean look.
Oh, really? I didn't get that. I just got here just like, what?
Or no, because it was like a little bit pensive. It's kind of like, you know, when you unleash your inner bitch and you just like say something and then you go, oh.
Look, this is great for audio medium, but I just thought it was more like this.
You are
Like-
absolutely right,
like
Sean. I'm
blank.
sure all the
Just a
readers will
blank.
get
Just imagine a blank, fishy stare.
exactly like Sean.
A blank, fishy stare. The epitome of Sean's face.
Yeah, all the characters really zing in this episode. Like, everyone works.
Well, Farnsworth has a lovely little tale that, like, you know, despite a fat joke here and there, it does basically say that, like, appearance doesn't matter.
Yeah,
and age doesn't matter.
I wish that had been better. Like, the only thing I don't like in this episode is the few lines that does she have a name? The girl who she's gotten like a procedure that means like all of her fat is kind of sucked in. And it's kind of like she can release it by taking out her belly button piercing. And they've given her a few lines, like they storm out of the fancy buffet art gallery thing. Yeah. And she goes, what happened to the food? Or when Zoidberg
did she say that?
Yeah.
Aww.
It's kind of like hidden amongst everyone going, oh. And then she's like, oh, what happened to the food? And I'm like, really? And then also when Zoidberg's serving up the sausages, she's like, I want 4. I'm like, what the fuck, guys? Like, this is not necessary. And otherwise, yeah, it's a really cool subplot where it's like people will get things to
alter appearance.
Yeah, what they perceive as being better. But the line she has that works is, it's just better if we be honest about who we are. And they still
and Farnsworth agrees.
Really enjoy making out. So
it's it's a thing to enjoy.
Plus, her style is cool. Farnsworth, don't be a dick. Like, she's still out of your league.
Most people are.
Yeah.
Farnsworth, he's got the best, sweetest line, which is, turn that music up.
Yeah. It's when you have to, like, stop yourself from being an old bastard. I do it on the reg.
It's what I've been telling you. I've only just started understanding current memes.
Oh,
and it takes a lot to keep up. It takes the effort required for me to keep up to date with what's going on in the world.
And also, he's way behind. I'm just telling you guys right now.
Me?
Yeah, you are way behind.
Why? What's current? What is current?
I don't know.
There you go.
I'm too entrenched in it to then kind of...
right. You can't get outside the inner circle.
No, I can't.
To know what the inner circle is.
To do that, I would have to literally go outside. And I'm not doing that for anyone.
You.
Scruffy gets another $300 haircut.
Another one?
Yeah, because his current hairstyle was $300. Yes. But his new pink mohawk thing, I'm going to gripe. I'm going to nitpick. He hasn't got enough hair to do that.
Yeah, I assume a lot of it's an implant.
That's true.
Because, like, kind of similar to the Christmas episode where, what was it? Hermes shaved off his head to get a comb for Amy. Mm-hmm. Amy shaved off her hair to get a comb for Hermes. And then Zoidberg got half of Hermes' hair.
That's right. That was a wig. Or like a toupee.
Maybe he's got a $300 wig.
Maybe.
Or he...
But no, because he said haircut, the other one had grown out.
Scruffy lad.
Explain.
Scruffy lad.
Maybe he put some stem cells, like he used that as hair gel. I really... The noise that apparently stem cells come in a giant jar. And you can goop it all over yourself.
Very ointmenty and lubey. Also sentient masks.
Yeah.
That crawls away.
It kind of looks like when his stem cell face crawls away, it kind of reminds me of a lot of the sheet mask that I use.
And look, like, we can go into the whole, yes, whales captivity's awful, yes. However,
they do kill for fun.
Yes. Also, I like that they're promoting Mushu like he's a pro wrestling villain. Like,
I've never been to SeaWorld, so I do not know how it operates.
Well, the way with Mushu, like, and he
thinks he's better than you.
It's just like he's a villain.
Yeah. Although that whale biologist has got some unresolved issues that I quite like we never hear about. We're not there yet to discuss or whatever he says.
He says, I don't know you well enough to get into that.
Yeah. Which really works. Clearly he's got some issues, though.
Even Hermes, like, it's a one joke arc for Hermes and Dwight.
Works.
It's so perfect.
And it's in character as well. Like,
Dwight just wants to be a kid. And, he doesn't want to be a kid. He wants to be an adult.
He wants to take after his dad and be like, I love the line, I don't want to have fun.
Yeah. I don't want to.
I recently came back from doing a show in Edinburgh, and it's so hard to, like...
Be an adult?
Yes.
Oh
God, please someone take care of me. Do my tax. So I was like out flyering every day. A friendly reminder for anyone who's listening right now who hasn't done their tax. You're probably too late to do it. the line I don't like fun. I was out flyering every day my show, and I would kind of say something like, look, it's provocative, it's interactive, and it's fun. And people just kind of like walk away, and it's like, oh, okay,
Prudes.
so you don't like fun? Like, a few people actually said, oh, no thanks, I don't want fun.
Wait, legitimately? That's well. The thing is, how do you respond to that? You can't. It's a perfect response.
Just don't give them a flyer, I guess.
I guess not. If someone says, I don't like fun, you're like, well...
Guess I'll go fuck myself
Yeah,
then. That was my response to a lot of things during the Fringe.
Similar to the customer that doesn't hand money into your outstretched hand and puts it on the counter.
Guess I'll go fuck myself then.
And then you do with that vibrator you haven't got yet.
Massager, guys, please.
Sorry. There's a wild difference. And
there is. We're not getting into it, though. We're talking about Futurama.
are we? Have we been?
Maybe?
Sausage taps.
Love it. Good visual gag. I also love that the sausage makes a drip noise as it hits the
I
sink.
don't.
I do. I mean, we all know that sausages probably come out of some
things?
sort of tap
Oh.
or spigot or some sort of
Oh, that's my favourite word of the week.
spigot.
Spigot.
I love how Scruffy says turlet. In prison, you can make sangria out of a turlet.
Out of a turlet.
It's common, though.
Sean particularly likes Commander Riker's Island.
What?
It's a Star Trek joke. Commander Riker. When they're in when there's a see, now here's where you're gonna have to help my brain that's just gone into overload. What establishing shot? That's the one I want. There's an establishing shot of the prison where Kif is in jail when he has the ambergris attached to him.
Yep.
And it says instead of Riker's Island, which is an American prison, it's Commander Riker's Island.
Oh.
I dug that.
Okay. Well, that one was just for you.
It was just solely.
There are like so many gags crammed into this episode, though. Like, and so many of them work. I don't. There weren't, apart from like the unnecessary and just dumb fat jokes. Like every other joke or zinger or kind of quick visual gag worked. This is a really fun and funny episode.
It's really tightly written.
Yeah. Like I said before, all the characters work. Everything is in character. It makes sense for me for Fry to say, "Yeah, I want 100 cups of coffee."
He's just really like kind of open to any suggestion.
Yes,
the first suggestion.
First one, he is like that though. He's so suggestible, and it works. And Bender, like wanting to blow fancy cigar smoke specifically in the face of annoying rich people.
Zoidberg wanting to live the life of a rich person, which means rejecting everything.
But he is rich in heart
He
at
is.
the end.
Amy, what does Amy get the tattoo?
Oh, we started out. You said let's talk about Amy and Kif, and then we didn't.
Didn't.
We started talking about her tattoos.
I love Amy and Kiev.
This is a really nice episode for them. And I think, like, yeah, Amy's kind of rightfully in character, a little bit selfish. And
Yeah, Amy gets a present for herself, and Kif gets a present for Amy. It's them. It's
you
them.
know what? You don't have to feel obligated to get someone a present, though.
No,
Let
but
me
it's
just
always
say that.
it's always nice for Amy for Kif to want to blow all his money on someone else because he doesn't deserve anything himself, because he doesn't believe in himself, because he's got low self-esteem, and that's okay.
Are you? Oh, Sean related a bit too much to certain things in this episode.
I got you a present, by the way.
I got you a present.
Yeah, lots of chocolate.
Yeah.
And a pencil. An unsharpened pencil.
Okay, when you say it like that, I sound like a dick. You're welcome.
Chocolate and unsharpened
Do you
pencils.
know how?
from you.
Do you know how easy it would have been for me to ditch?
To not get anything?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah. I mean, I got nothing. That's quite easy.
Okay, this episode's getting a bit tense in here. What else do we like?
Look, a lot of things.
Pretty much everything, right? Apart from, is there anything you didn't like?
No, there's. I mean, besides the kind of the not hatred, but a bit of a just shit spitting onto shit spitting is a weird phrase, but shit spitting on, overweight individuals.
Yeah. That's dumb. Hate it. Fuck you, Swinton and
Eric.
Yeah. That's all right.
Eric
That's
Kaplan.
why you went on to work for young Sheldon. This is
I
your
can
punishment.
write fat jokes.
Oh my god, it's that easy. I just need to insult people.
Oh, Big Bang Theory, perfect, yay! And he went on to make millions.
Yeah.
Should we head on to a vote? Whoops.
What's the winner at the moment?
The Sting.
Oh yeah. That's right. You tried to pull a fast
Pull
one on
a
me.
funny one. Didn't work.
No, I'm really glad. The Sting for me is still one of my favorite episodes of Futurama.
Well, it's okay
All that's made.
because Swinton and Eric have a chance, an opportunity to recapture their place on top.
They do. Probably not. Look, this episode is so funny. It is really funny, and the pacing is great. The characters are all working to their strengths, and the general conceit of the episode is just a good excuse to kind of let's have fun. But the Sting is so groundbreaking, I feel, in the way that it merges the comedy. It's got the three, whatever the things you talk about are. It's
What
got
does Josh
heart, it's
call
got
it now?
comedy
The-
and sci-fi.
The Disney
Sean
patented
formula.
Sean.
Disney.
Yeah, we added Disney in there somewhere. Look, it's been 60 episodes of this damn show.
That's true.
The three-pronged approach, which I think you're right. The Sting has that emotional center that this episode just doesn't have.
No,
it's fine.
Which means that it can breeze past, and it absolutely kind of cracks along. It does make up for the lack of kind of real insight and heart by just being so much like all the jokes really work, and all the jokes are pretty clever. Actually, they've got kind of cursory kind of that's funny. Quick jokes, but then they've got ones that
and it's social commentary out the arse.
Yeah.
It is an episode about class.
Yeah, and capitalism. And just, what people do with...
And whale vomit. And coffee. And the effects of coffee.
Don't mix coffee and whale vomit, people. I'm just going to say that right now.
Don't swim in whale vomit either, really. Just don't have anything to do with whale vomit.
don't
unless you are a marine biologist, in which case, are you okay?
Do you want to talk about it? I know we're not there yet, but
Just open up.
yeah.
Please.
People care about you.
Please.
Yeah,
What
what was my point? Yeah, the Sting. It's the Sting. What about you, Sean? How do you feel about this episode?
I've kind of, been really open about the fact that the Sting is my favorite episode of
Yeah.
Futurama.
It really knocks it out of the park.
I was worried when I watched the Sting that it wasn't going to live up, and no,
Yeah.
it did.
Yeah.
Look,
It takes a lot for me to say that it beats Jurassic Park, because Jurassic...
Oh, you
Why
know
do
what?
I keep saying that?
You love
Jurassic...
that. You love that movie. Sam Neill is the bomb.
The dog dies.
Dogs don't exist.
I'm so tired of that running joke. I don't know why. Yeah, like Jurassic Park for me has been a super duper episode of Futurama, and it still holds up for me. It still
Just-
holds
you can-
up. We're just
you go.
having some technical difficulties.
You didn't see that.
You didn't see anything.
No.
You have no eyes.
You're blind.
This is a
That's why you listen to podcasts.
weird episode of The Twilight Zone. Welcome to Night Vale, which
Oh.
is pretty much the podcast equivalent. Great podcast.
We're better than Night Vale. We're not. Hey, come at me.
Yeah, please, guys, come at us.
Yeah.
Seriously, come over.
Please.
We miss you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Jurassic Park, great, and lives up for me anyway. And the Sting is it's also one of my favorites. Like at the moment, it's kind of like the Sting 1, Jurassic Park 2. You're thinking about that.
No, I'm doing my JD, looking off into the. I don't know my.
Ba 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 ba. And is Sean going to come back?
Oh, you
No.
made a Scrubs reference.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on,
that's lovely.
I'm with it. So we both think
Yeah,
that
absolutely. The Sting.
is still
I'm
our
glad
favourites.
we didn't just have a debate with that because there's only two of us.
Yeah, and it would end in fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs
And other cuffs.
and childhood insult slinging.
That's just how I greet you.
It's kind of just a default
Yeah,
setting.
like I can't not. I've become an 80s high school bully. Like I keep calling people dorks and like, what's up, fart brain?
Our conversation with each other either are 80s childish insults,
Mm-hmm.
obscure sexual references,
Very obscure.
or
None of this 50 Shades of Grey bullshit. We're going
Okay.
deep.
no, massages, you got it. Sorry to our
General fan base and
I
anyone
was going to
listening.
say, you remember one of our fans is a pastor, right?
Oh.
He may have dropped off a
is it
long time
Zachary?
ago. Zachary.
Sorry, Zachary.
Nah, he's cool. He's fine. He knows us. He gets
that
us.
doesn't mean he's against sex toys and
Of course it does.
that's-
Every single pastor.
Now you're being the one who's offensive, and I thought it was my job to like piss off any kind of religious people.
There's still time.
That's true.
We've gone with the sting, guys. We went with the sting.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh no.
Oh.
I don't know if I should. Right. So if I say to you, the person that we have to emulate today is Roseanne Barr.
Oh. I don't want to do that. You've made me do such awful things for this podcast. Like the last time we did it, it was
What was it last time?
Caribbean man. Stop making me do racist shit for this podcast, Sean.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to say her tweet. You could just be like the really annoying Futurama. I don't know.
Noun.
You.
I just went straight into Fran from
Yeah,
the nanny.
I was going to Fran Drescher.
Sheffield.
Sorry, guys.
Does that not count as our voice?
That can count as it.
I don't know how to do Roseanne. Noun. I don't know, dummy. I thought she was white. I don't.
I just like Roseanne Barr style of
Can we do-
comedy.
Which is
What is her style of
I don't know.
abrasive?
Ooh,
Red collar.
edgy.
Red collar,
Oh.
blue collar.
She's got a lot of collars.
It just-
Is she a priest? I don't know. I'm sorry, everyone.
and we're back to priest.
I'm so sorry.
So, guys, as you're probably rightly aware, we have Ellen back.
What?
And she ain't going anywhere.
What do you mean?
Except for a month from now when she
Who
will
am
be...
I then?
What?
Point the gun at the real Ellen, Sean. It's her. It's her. Really think about that, Sean.
I'm doing this bit where you do it audio and I do the visual.
Yes.
And then
none of it works.
none of it works.
It's all terrible. Yeah, I'm back. Bitches.
Bitches.
It's good. It's good to be back.
Is that a catchphrase already or have you crowned that?
I say
I'm back, bitches. Where is that from? Because remember, I'm not up with the kids here, so...
it's very old. Don't know.
So it is the thing.
Yeah, and I'm
Right.
sure I've said it at some point during this podcast.
Oh, that, yeah. Oh,
now
yeah,
it's
sure.
my catchphrase, though,
It's-
so I'll have to awkwardly shoehorn it into everything, because
Into-
that's what you do with catchphrases, right?
When the situation does not even necessitate, I'm back, bitches.
Yeah,
Just put it in.
totally.
Done.
I'm back, bitches.
Good.
It's going to be the new, like, rhubarb of when you're pretending to talk on camera. Instead of saying
I'm back,
rhubarb,
I'm
I'm
back,
just
I'm
going to
back,
mouth,
bitches.
I'm back,
Bitches.
bitches. I'm back, bitches.
So, guys,
I'm back, bitches. I'm
if
back, bitches.
you would like to come back
Bitches!
next week,
Yeah, nice.
we are in sync. You can come back for the penultimate episode of the original run, Spanish Fry.
Oh, very
Human
interesting.
horn.
And we were talking about sex. So
Hopefully there's more people than us, otherwise it's just going to be all about human horns. From Sean.
Yeah, I'm bowing that one out.
Yeah.
I just came back and already I can't handle this anymore.
So, guys, if you'd like to contact us for any reason whatsoever, whether you are a priest or a non-priest, you can do so at babybeardmedia@gmail.com.
I've already said the thing about a massager, so seriously, guys, get on that. So I can get on that. Whoop! There it is.
That's your other catchphrase.
Whoop! There it is.
And you know where you can find us? We have an active social media presence, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at babybeardmedia for all. And as always, if you'd like to pop onto iTunes on the podcast app, that's where you give us a 5 stars and a rating. It breaks the algorithm and skyrockets us to the top.
Skyrockets us to almost mediocrity.
Yep. Yep. You can't spell mediocrity without meteor, which goes up, which is where we're skyrocketing to. So it's all positive.
Yeah.
Made sense, didn't it?
I kind of zoned out.
Good.
Sorry. Yes, and if you also want to show that you care, maybe invest in Amazon and send us the profits.
Because they're a
I don't
really
know.
upstart company.
Yeah. They're the underdog, really, aren't they?
Like them and Bing.
You know, $500 billion worth underdog. That's a thing.
500 billion.
I don't know. I just made up a figure.
We don't make up facts here.
Yes, that's almost
That's all we
exclusively
do.
what we do. Yes, so...
All right, guys. Well, until that time, I have been Sean.
I am the real Ellen.
And that's been fake Ellen over there, behind you.
Oh my god, quickly, get her, get her!
Improv.
Yes, and...
What?
What?
No, we don't.
You're running through the forest. Sean, make forest noises. What the fuck kind of forest are you running through?
We both adopt the
Whee!
foot under the
But,
arse way
yeah.
of sitting.
Foot firmly wedged in my arsehole.
Arse crack. Welcome back from Europe, by the way.
I said asshole, not crack. Don't twist my words, even if it's to make them slightly more palatable. What? You
Just-
saying my... Okay, no, I'm not.
Well, finish that sentence.
No.
Finish that sentence.
I'm good,
Is
actually.
your arse palatable?
I was going to say, is my asshole palatable? But
Oh,
I know the answer to
that's
that.
I'm
So-
going to attempt this for a minute. Da.
Guys, I'm really worried. I don't know what's happening with Sean.
Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Whatever. Are we going to record this
Yeah,
podcast?
we probably should. Hey, so here's the thought I had.
Uh-huh.
Let's do it in episode, actually. Can't do that.
What? This
Can't
is
do
all
that.
going in the episode?
Look, fuck it, we're doing it. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, no. But seriously, remember to put the thing of if anyone wants to send me a massager, you know what kind of massager I mean. Massager in quotation marks. Send it to our P.O. box, please. And that's new. Don't send me secondhand. Write into us if you have a very special fetish in
with a video
any media, really.
of yourself.
Or props.
Or very vivid stories.
Do we have a P.O. box?
We may have
Speaking of, I broke my vibrator.
In Europe?